Shopify knows what it's doing with these updates, okay? E-commerce is changing rapidly, and I really feel like Shopify is right there with us. So Shopify just dropped its Spring 2026 editions, and the whole thing is just called Everywhere. So they've released over 150 new features, all focused on meaning that your clients can sell their products literally everywhere a customer is looking. That explains the name. So that includes traditional websites to also directly inside AI tools like ChatGPT. And there's a lot here that you're going to want to know about as a web designer. The new features mean that your clients can now do things that really used to need like a huge team of specialists and third-party apps. And so this update is really exciting for us small businesses. We've got things like virtual shoppers giving us feedback, crazy. AI connectors, which mean that Claude can now do our Shopify work for us, amazing. And we've also got huge updates if your clients sell wholesale, and also a new A/B testing feature that we've literally been waiting so long for. A lot of these things your clients might not have even considered or really know about. So they're really great things that you can offer as mini services or maybe add-ons to your existing packages. This first one makes such a great mini service, and it's a very new concept for stores, and that is Agentic Storefronts. So you might have seen this pop up under your sales channel in the past few weeks. And this is Shopify's new way of helping a store's products show up in AI shopping. So when someone asks ChatGPT or Gemini, Claude, Copilot, or any other AI tool for product recommendations, Shopify is now allowing merchants' products to be discovered there too. But it's not just about being discovered. No. You might have already seen that you can literally purchase products right inside the chat. So this is really something that merchants need to get on board with if they don't want to get left behind. So if you're wondering how you actually implement this for clients, that's what the Agentic Storefronts channel is for, because it makes it really easy for us to manage how these products are showing up. And it's really cool because you can kind of be a bit nosy and see what shoppers are searching for and how your clients' products rank in that search compared to other stores' products. And Shopify will even give you some tips for improving this too. I know that my clients are feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all these new AI tools and everything that's changing. This is going to make it so much easier for them to understand. And I actually tested this on a client store, and it was really useful because it spotted some big things that we'd missed. So some products didn't have key information that would help an AI tool understand what the product is and when to recommend it. And then Sidekick was able to point out exactly what was missing and then also help me fix those product details in literally just a few minutes. And it gave me all the information that I needed, and all I had to do was confirm the changes. So I literally just clicked confirm and it was done, which is so simple. So if you manage client stores, this is a new area that you've just got to pay attention to. But obviously all of this does take time to implement, and so this could be a really great thing to add to your services. So that feature is really great for shoppers who don't know the brand already. But what if you want to optimize a marketplace that your clients are already getting traffic from? So that brings us to number 2, which is the new features in Shop Sales Channel. And Shop is the public marketplace for stores on Shopify. And something that I really have to remind my clients is that if they're using Shopify, their store is probably already showing up in the Shop app. So this is really worth paying attention to. The first update is that merchants can now create posts that appear in the Shop app. So it's kind of a little bit like another social media platform. It's a way that they can share content to grab attention and build trust with people that are already looking on the Shop app. And I know you might be thinking, oh no, another social media channel, but obviously this one is so geared towards selling, it's really worth looking at. And you can also create shop minis. And these are like interactive shopping sections inside the Shop app, which sounds pretty cool, right? So it's things like quizzes, they could be shoppable videos or virtual try-ons, and also product recommendations. And the Shop page editor has also been updated. So if you've used it before, you can now add more content blocks to Shop product pages, things like slideshows, images, and videos, which is really great because it did feel a little bit limited before. And if you haven't dived into the Shop sales channel before, this is your reminder that there are real opportunities for designers to help clients optimize it and to help your client make more sales. And again, a really great mini service to offer to existing clients. We actually made a full video on how to optimize a Shop store for sales. So take a look at that here if you want to watch that next. Okay, so what if your client wants to sell to other stockists? So before, we'd have to use third-party tools or upgrade their plan, but not anymore, because number 3 is that selling wholesale is now available on more Shopify plans, which is amazing news. I have a lot of clients that stock their products in other stores, but before now, if they asked me what we could do about their wholesale sales, I would always kind of like groan a little bit because there wasn't really like a perfect solution here. And I always was a bit like, oh, I really don't want to do that. But Shopify has had native B2B features for a while now. Before, they were only available to stores on the Shopify Plus plan. So that meant that smaller brands had to use third-party wholesale apps or even create like a whole other store that would work for wholesale. But now Shopify stores on the basic plan and up can use these wholesale features, which is such a great upgrade. And that's another great service to offer to previous clients, but there are also some exciting new tools that are going to make our design and build workflow faster, which is amazing because a faster workflow equals more profit, right? So number 4 on our list is AI connectors, which are kind of blowing my mind. With this update, we don't only have Sidekick, we can also connect a store to the AI tools we're already using. So ones like ChatGPT or Claude, my personal favorite at the moment, and also Perplexity. And there's also an official Shopify integration for Claude, which is much more user-friendly than the previous way where you had to use Claude code. So you can literally just ask it to do things like add a product for you, and it will literally just do it for you so fast. It's honestly pretty crazy. It can pretty much handle any task in the Shopify admin, and we have tried it for coding and designing in the theme editor, but I found it really hit and miss. So I think it's got a little bit of a way to go before we add that to our workflow. But all of these like tedious admin tasks can literally be done in minutes now, which is completely wild. And it's definitely a sign of how different using Shopify is going to be in the future. But just a quick note that I wouldn't recommend playing around on this or on a live store. Make sure that you're always creating backups first and checking permissions carefully. Just really watch it like a hawk before you push any changes live. Okay, this next update is going to solve a huge headache when it comes to client product launches, which is number 5, variant level publishing. So now a store can choose which variants are live and which are hidden. Simple, but so good. Say a client has a product and there's a new colorway that they're releasing. Well, now they can add the colorway ahead of time, but then just keep it unpublished until they have it in stock and are ready for it to be sold. Yes, this seems like a really simple thing, but it's really useful. And it's just one of those things that I'm surprised that it wasn't added way before now. It's also really useful if a brand just wants some variants to be sold in certain markets. So for example, maybe a lamp is being sold in the UK and also in the US, but it has a different type of plug for each country. So now you can actually decide which markets that plug is going to appear in, which obviously just massively reduces the chances that someone's going to order the wrong one. So it is pretty useful. And another small but useful one is number 6, which is new features for discounts. If you've ever helped a client set up a Black Friday sale, you'll know the discount codes can be surprisingly difficult to manage sometimes. So one of these updates is discount combinations. And Shopify already lets you combine some types of discounts, like a product discount, an order discount, and free shipping. But now there's even more flexibility, and you can also have multiple order discounts apply to the same order. And the second update is that you can assign discounts to specific markets, which is really useful for international stores. So you could create a discount that only applies in Canada or only in the UK, instead of making the same code available everywhere. And you could also use this if a store is doing a promotion for a holiday that's like specific to certain countries. It just avoids other countries being able to use that same discount code. Okay, so we're on a roll with the small but useful ones. So another one is number 7, that you can now have gift cards in multiple currencies. So if a store's main currency is in US dollars, but they also sell to customers in Europe, then they could now create a gift card in euros. So this makes gift cards just feel so much clearer and more trustworthy for international customers. And if you have clients selling internationally, this is a really useful update to suggest for them. Okay, so that was a few back-end updates, but as a Shopify designer, the ones that I love most most are the ones that kind of involve some visuals. So number 8 is a new look for customer accounts. So there's now a 2-column layout with much more customization for the logo and the colors and the brand image, which is pretty nice, right? And customer account pages are also getting a much clearer navigation. It works a lot better on mobile, and also some recommendations for first-time shoppers. Okay, this next one is kind of a crazy update that's going to be really interesting to try out. And that is number 9, which is kind of a weird name. It's called SimGym. And this is a tool that lets you test a theme with AI simulated shoppers. So crazy, right? So the simulated shoppers go through the store like real customers would, going all the way through to browsing and adding the products to the cart. And then SimGym gives you feedback on the experience before real customers see the store. So you can literally get recommendations on how to improve it. And when you're redesigning an existing store, at the point that you're deciding what to change and improve, you could just run it at this point to see if there's anything that like you'd missed when you were doing a first kind of initial audit. I feel like updates like this just make it more important than ever to do our job right as web designers. And if we don't, then clients might, run this tool and then see where we haven't done our job right. So let's use it to our advantage. There are 2 main ways that you can use it. So the first is the way that I've just mentioned, where it can give feedback on a single theme. But the second way is that SimGym can actually compare 2 themes to see which version is more likely to perform better, which is wild, right? How cool is that? Of course, there's no replacement for real customer feedback, but SimGym is a useful way to just get fresh eyes on it in the first place. Something to note with this is that you do pay each time that you use SimGym, and 1 simulation costs 1 credit. But at the moment, every store has been given 20 free credits to use, so it's a really great time to try it out, and I'm excited to see how well it works. So now we are at number 10, the last but definitely not least, as they say, and that is Rollouts, which is finally giving us native A/B testing. It's actually not okay how long we've been waiting for this. Why did it take you so long, Shopify? So now you can try out how different elements like buttons and things and copy and different heroes, how each of those perform, and compare them and then decide which is best to roll out. So as designers, we can lean even more into the data and not just whether things look good or not. If you and your client are trying to decide between a certain design of hero, you can say, let's test them both and we'll leave it up to your shoppers to decide, which is so cool. And the other cool thing about Rollouts is that it can also be used for launches and promotions. So if a client has a sale going live at a specific time, you can now schedule the theme to publish it automatically. And when the promotion ends, Shopify can automatically go back to the previous version, which is so cool because we've definitely stayed up until midnight before to push our Black Friday sale live and all of the design changes that came with that for our own store. And now we don't have to, which is amazing. Okay, so those are the full 10 updates that we think you need to know about as a web designer. Overall, it's really exciting to see where things are headed and how much as solopreneurs with smaller budgets that we're now able to do for our clients. Our work is going to seriously level up. And as I said at the beginning, there are over 150 updates in this edition. So if you want to read through the full list, I'll link Shopify Editions below. And we're also going to be looking at some of these features in more detail in future videos. So just let us know in the comments which feature you're most interested in and we'll do a video on it. If you liked this one, make sure that you take a look at this video where Hannah shares 5 things to fix on the Shop Sales channel. They're really practical updates that you can make for clients, and they could be another one of those mini services. We love a mini service or an add-on here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.